All right, please, everyone, please mute your mics. And Hashim Sai, I would like to request कि आप सारों को mute कर दें. Sham Saab, should we start now? Hashim Saab?
Assalamualaikum everyone, this is Hashim from SPS. I apologize for the little delay. We were having some troubles here on the Zoom on our side, and the mics were getting muted and muted. We apologize for this. We welcome you all to this third IBM enablement session. This is third in the series of the 3 sessions that we had planned at Islamabad, Karachi, and Lahore. Unfortunately, the Lahore session at the Alpha Kareem Park would not be held due to the security concerns that the venue authorities had raised, and yesterday the government shut down their buildings. So we thought to go ahead with this session virtually so that everyone can benefit, and those who have put this session in their calendars do not have to mess up their schedules for later on. So we have IBM's Sajid Ali Khan with us. He will be leading this session, and the idea of this session and the core crux of this session is that to let you guys get familiar with IBM Bluemix and to make sure that to achieve the goal of Smarter Cities Hackathon, which is to make the city smarter by using smarter technologies. I will be handing over the mic to Mr. Sajid, and he will give you all the information that you need about IBM Bluemix, and he will explain what will be the agenda of this session. Over to you, Sajid.
All right, I'm Sajid Ali Khan. I'm a cloud evangelist from IBM. I'm basically dealing with cloud. I'm dealing with Bluemix in all over the Pakistan. I am dealing with startups all over the Pakistan. So here I am for the session for you guys. So let's get started. All right, today's agenda we'll be discussing about what actually the cloud is. We'll be discussing about the basics of cloud. We'll be discussing about the major concepts. Some of you might be some of you might be from a very basic background, so we will we'll be discussing some basic things. We'll be discussing some basic cloud features which will help you, and we will discuss the major tools which can help you. Further, we will move on towards demo. Kaim is also here with me. He will show you some great demo which will help you during your hackathon competition. All right. So, guys, has anyone thought of you building with cloud? I was expecting your present in front of me, so I was preparing this slide accordingly. So hopefully, आप में से कुछ लोगों ने cloud पे already काम किया होगा, या आप में से कुछ करने का सोच रहे होंगे. So कुछ भी है. If you are a mobile developer, you can go ahead, you can use cloud services. Cloud is here for you. If you are a web developer, you develop web apps, you develop websites, cloud services, and cloud is here for you. If you are a VR developer, if you are a AR developer, cloud is here for you. So in every field, in every way, wherever you go, either you are a technology person, or you are a business person, or you belongs to any type of field, you can use cloud services to develop your dreams. You can use cloud services to go ahead, and you can facilitate, you can facilitate your customers. So I'll move to Bluemix here. So what is the right now you people definitely be thinking what is actually the Bluemix is. So Bluemix is a IBM cloud platform for building, running and managing apps and services. Basically it provides you a complete platform. जो भी आपको development के लिए चाहिए, आपको तमाम services provide कर देता है. आपको complete जो आपकी requirement है उसके मुताबिक वो आपको सारे tools provide कर देता है जिसके थ्रू आप development कर सकते हैं. So I'll start with a video here.
Take care of the infrastructure, and with over 100 services to choose from, ranging from Watson, IoT, analytics, API creation, management, integration. Bluemix is designed to accelerate innovation, tapping into your current cloud environment and deliver. Since the inception of Bluemix, we have seen market response from startups right through to enterprise and corporate clients. Silverhook, Tangerine Bank, Car Rental, IQ, Gemini, Volvo, Honda, Citibank. Even to suit the most sensitive workloads. World of services from Watson, mobile and IoT, and public cloud environment. Dedicated offers superior combination of security and time to value in cloud environment, trails, extension of your own data center. For your very sensitive workloads, you can bring Bluemix. First principle approach to providing Bluemix was designed with speed and ease. It makes life easier for the developer and the required development team. Bluemix provide teams of all sizes with the flexibility to scale compute powers at a very granular level. Seamlessly cooperate with source code, share APIs, and manage performance logs and costs. Developing an application is easy. Deploying an application is easy. Bluemix, your application is deployed and running in production in minutes. It supports possibilities of IBM
You got some little bit of understanding about what is the actually cloud from this video here. What the actually cloud is. So does anyone has question? I'm hearing a lot of noise here. All right. There are different type of services which are actually available on cloud.
Excuse me, can you repeat what the video was about? We were unable to hear.
All right. It basically tells you about the overview of cloud. What is actually the cloud is. I'll definitely describe everything in detail. आगे जैसे session चलता रहता है, I'll definitely describe everything in detail one by one. So cloud. Bluemix is considered of number of services. You can further divide as PaaS, platform as a services, in IaaS, infrastructure as a services. Someone is disturbing the slides, I think. All right. Just a second. So how Bluemix works? basically, as I said earlier, Bluemix provide you the access to wide variety of services that can be incorporated into your app. आपकी किसी भी किस्म की ऐप है, Bluemix आपको वो सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करता है, वो आपको वो टूल्स दे देता है जिसको आप यूज करते हुए अपनी आप ऐप बिल्ड कर सकते हैं. थोड़ा सा हिस्ट्री में जाए Bluemix की, तो अभी Bluemix को 3 साल हो गए हैं, एंड ड्यूरिंग these 3 years Bluemix जो है बड़ी रैपिडली ग्रो हुआ है. Does anyone has question? Please tell me. Do you have any question? All right. So kindly mute your mic, please. All right. So बड़ी rapidly इसमें growth आई है. February 2014 में launch हुआ था, and right now we are standing in February 2017. And during past 3 years, we have seen lot of enhancement in the cloud. We have seen lot of new services. We have seen some great services in the cloud, which are now facilitating our users, which are now helping developers to develop fast, and which are helping developers to develop in a new way. So I will describe things through an example. Let's say यार आपने एक पिज्जा बनाना है. Now you have different option now. कि आप वो पिज्जा किसी भी तरीके से बना सकते हैं. So let's suppose अगर आपने पिज्जा घर में बनाया, तो आपने जो भी आपको चीजें चाहिए थी पिज्जा बनाने के लिए, वो आपने घर में से ही इस्तेमाल की. आपने जो उसे कुकिंग को किया, आपने उसे ओवन में रखा, आपने उसे सिटिंग प्लान जो आपका था, आपके डाइनिंग टेबल था, या आपने जो भी उसके लिए बनाने के लिए जो भी चीजें इस्तेमाल की, वो आपने घर से इस्तेमाल की. दैट इज एग्जांपल ऑफ ऑन प्रेमिसेस. अगर आप क्लाउड के आने से पहले हर जो कंपनी थी उसका अपना अपना सिस्टम होता था, वो अपने ऑन प्रेमिसेस सारे अपने हार्डवेयर रख रही होती थी, सारी सर्विसेज उसी पे रन हो रही होती थी. ऑल राइट, तो सारी सर्विस उसी पे रन हो रही होती थी, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली. So but now and now if we are talking about the cloud, and we are talking about the infrastructure as a service, तो infrastructure में क्या होता है कि कुछ सर्विसेज आपकी आप लोग खुद हैंडल कर रहे होते हैं, और कुछ सर्विस जो है आपका वेंडर मैनेज कर रहा होता है. तो लेट्स सपोज अगर हम पिज्जा की एग्जांपल लें, तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि लेट्स सपोज आप पिज्जा ऑर्डर करते हैं, तो पिज्जा ऑर्डर में क्या है कि बाहर से पिज्जा आ रहा है, कि आपका एक वेंडर पिज्जा लेके आ रहा है. उसमें क्या है कि वो पिज्जा लाया एंड उसने लाके आपको दे दिया. अब यहाँ तक तो वेंडर का काम था, लेकिन उसके बाद जो भी आपने पिज्जा सर्व करना है वो आपकी अपनी जिम्मेदारी. तो ये एग्जांपल मैं यहाँ से लूंगा कि अगर आप इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एज अ सर्विस की बात कर रहे हैं, तो उसमें कुछ सर्विसेज जो हैं वो आपका वेंडर प्रोवाइड कर रहा होगा, जो भी क्लाउड है आपका, और बाकी जो रेस्ट ऑफ द सर्विसेज हैं वो आपकी अपनी होंगी, आप खुद यूज कर रहे होंगे. इसके बीच में एक सॉफ्टवेयर एज अ सर्विस की अगर एग्जांपल दें, इन दैट केस आपका जो पूरा टूल है वो आपका वेंडर आपको प्रोवाइड कर रहा होता है. इसकी एग्जांपल अगर हम पिज्जा से ले रहे हो, तो आई वुड से कि अगर आप जाके कहीं बाहर पिज्जा खाते हैं, इन दैट केस तो आप लाजिम बात है उनकी सारी सर्विसेज भी उनकी इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, और मतलब वही आपको बना के दे रहे हैं. तो इन दैट केस सब कुछ उन्हीं का ही है. तो हम सॉफ्टवेयर एज अ सर्विस की एग्जांपल इस तरह ले सकते हैं कि हर चीज वेंडर ने ही प्रोवाइड करनी है. तो इन केस ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर, whatever you need to develop, cloud provide you everything. So I'll start with the on premises. So इसके कुछ बेनिफिट्स, हर चीज के कुछ बेनिफिट्स होते हैं, इसके हर चीज के कुछ फ्लॉज होते हैं. So if you are talking about the on premises, then जो पहले काम हो रहा होता था कि हर चीज आपके अपने प्रीमिसेस में ही है, आपने खुद ही डेवलप करनी है. आपकी जितनी भी नेटवर्किंग की लेयर हैं, आपकी जितनी भी लेयर्स हैं, वो आप खुद डेवलप कर रहे होते हैं. फ्रॉम नेटवर्किंग टू आपने जो कोड लिखा है, सब आपके ऑन प्रीमिसेस है. इन दैट केस क्या हो रहा होता है कि सब कुछ आपने खुद ही मैनेज करना है. अब उसमें फायदा तो ये था कि आपको फुली कस्टमाइज सोल्यूशन आपके पास होता था, लेकिन उसकी नुकसान क्या हो रहा था, उसकी कुछ लिमिटेशंस थी, कुछ कंसर्न थे, और कुछ उसमें डिले आ जाता था. मतलब अगर आपने कुछ भी डिप्लॉय करना है, फर्स्ट यू नीड द रिसोर्सेज कि आपको डिप्लॉय कर सके. सेकंड क्या है, आपने उसकी सिक्योरिटी का ख्याल रखना है, आप ही ने उसकी मेंटेनेंस का ख्याल रखना है, आप ही ने उसकी हर चीज का ख्याल रखना है. So that's the issue with on premises. So when we are but now here when we are talking about the cloud, when we are talking about the cloud, then if we are talking about the infrastructure as a service, then up to certain instant क्या होता है, आपका जो वेंडर है क्लाउड का, जो भी आपका क्लाउड है वो उसे मैनेज कर रहा होता है. But the rest of the services which you should be managed by you. इसमें क्या होता है कि इसमें अगेन कुछ जो नेसेसरी सॉल्यूशंस होते हैं ये इसमें आपका वेंडर जो होता है वो मैनेज कर रहा होता है, और जो बाकी जो है वो आपको खुद मैनेज करनी होती है. इसका फायदा क्या है, जो पहले काम आपका महीनों में या आपको हफ्तों में लग रहा होता था वो आपका चंद दिनों में ही हो जाता है. somebody is disturbing the slide, please आप ऐसे नहीं करें, जो भी कर रहे हैं प्लीज. तो इसमें जो टाइम है वो आपका बच जाता है, और जो आपकी जो मेजर कंसर्न है, स्पेशली जो आपके हार्डवेयर के कंसर्न है, वो आपके ये इसमें कवर हो जाते हैं. अगर हम इसकी एग्जांपल लें तो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द VMs, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सर्वर साइड सॉफ्टवेयर्स and these kind of services which you are talking about right now. फर्दर अगर हम पैस की बात करें, प्लेटफॉर्म एज अ सर्विस, इसमें क्या होता है, अप टू मोर इंस्टेंट, अगर आप अभी ये देख रहे हैं तो इसमें अप टू रन टाइम हमारे पास क्या है, हमारे पास सर्विसेज वेंडर के एंड पे मैनेज हो रही हैं. यूजर को सिर्फ क्या मैनेज करना होता है, यूजर को सिर्फ डाटा मैनेज करना है, यूजर को सिर्फ कोड मैनेज करना है, कि आपका सब कुछ क्लाउड पे इंटीग्रेट है. फ्रंट एंड पे आपको सिर्फ अपना कोड आपने मैनेज करना है और आपने अपना डाटा मैनेज करना है, दैट्स इट. आपका सब कुछ क्लाउड पे है. इसकी एग्जांपल आगे जाके मैं दूंगा. But whatever you have whatever you want to store, that is store on cloud. इसके बेनिफिट क्या है, आपने कुछ भी डिप्लॉय करना है, आप विद इन फ्यू मिनट्स, आप विद इन फ्यू क्लिक्स आप डिप्लॉय कर सकते हैं. आपका टाइम बच जाता है. आपकी जो अगर उसमें अपडेशन आ रही है, किसी भी किस्म की अपडेट आ रही है, तो आपको उसके लिए परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं है. उसकी ऑलरेडी क्लाउड पे आपका वेंडर उसको अपडेट कर देगा. लेट्स सपोज आपने जावा के वर्जन आए दिन नए आ रहे होते हैं, तो लेट्स सपोज आपने जावा के एक वर्जन पे आपने कोई अपनी ऐप डिप्लॉय कर दी. कल को अगर वो अपडेट होता है तो आपका वेंडर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है दैट आपकी ऐप जो ऑटोमेटिकली उस पर अपडेट हो जाएगी. या अगर कोई इसमें इशू होगा तो आपको फौरन नोटिफिकेशन आ जाएगी दैट यू हैव टू अपडेट योर प्लेटफॉर्म. सो आप फ्यू क्लिक्स पे आप उसको अपडेट कर सकते हैं. तो जो आपके जितने भी कंसर्न थे फ्रंट एंड पे, वो ऐसा ऐसा कम होने चले गए थ्रू दिस क्लाउड सर्विसेज. एंड द लास्टली वी हैव द सॉफ्टवेयर एज अ सर्विसेज. इसमें क्या होता है, ये सब कुछ बना बनाया चीज आपको बना के दे देता है. इसमें क्या होता है, सब कुछ जो है वो क्लाउड के एंड पे मैनेज हो रहा होता है, फ्रॉम नेटवर्किंग लेयर टू कोड लेयर. एवरीथिंग इज ऑन क्लाउड एंड एवरीथिंग इज मैनेज बाय वेंडर, योर वेंडर, जो भी आपका क्लाउड का वेंडर है. इसमें क्या होता है, आपको एक बना बनाया स्टार्टर आपको ऐप दे दी जाती है, जिसे आप फर्दर करते हुए अपनी ऐप में इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. एंड फर्दर यू कैन यूज दैट टू further you can customize that to according to your business need. All right, here you can see the architecture overview of the Bluemix. You can see, as I said earlier at the beginning of the session, आप कोई भी डेवलपर हो, either you are a mobile application developer, either you are web developer, you are application developer. क्वेश्चन पे वापस आता हूँ सलमान, मुझे जरा कंप्लीट करने दे. All right, either you are a mobile developer, you can easily integrate your app with Bluemix. You are a web developer, you can easily integrate. You are a command line developer, you can easily communicate through Bluemix. थोड़ा सा डिटेल में जाए तो Bluemix के आर्किटेक्चर पे क्या हो रहा होता है कि आपका मोबाइल ऐप है फ्रंट एंड पे, वेब ऐप है फ्रंट एंड पे. तो क्या है, सिंपल आप उसकी रेस्टफुल एपीआई आप ही ने लिखी है या आप क्लाउड की रेस्टफुल एपीआई इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ आपका क्लाउड पे होता है. फ्रंट एंड पे आपका सिर्फ फ्रंट एंड रह जाता है कि अगर आपका जो यूआई है, आपकी यूएक्स है फ्रंट पे, वो आपकी मोबाइल में रह जाती है और वही आपकी वेब में रह जाती है. सारा जो काम है आपका बैक एंड पे क्लाउड पे कंट्रोल हो रहा होता है. सिमिलरली इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट command line interface, you can simply use REST HTTP, and you can, if you are a application developer, you can use Bluemix UI for your development. So cloud ने आके आपका काम काफी आसान कर दिया है. So I will move towards more deeper. ये कुछ टर्मिनोलॉजीज हैं जिनसे आपका काफी वास्ता पड़ने जा रहा है. Although के मुख्तलिफ क्लाउड में मुख्तलिफ टर्मिनोलॉजी यूज होती हैं, but if you are talking about the Bluemix, you can use this technology. Let's say we have starter. Starter क्या होता है? It's a complete template available on cloud जो कि that is consist of predefined services and application code जो कि आप easily configure कर सकते हैं अपनी ऐप के साथ. So जैसे नाम से ही जाहिर है, स्टार्टर मतलब आपको एक स्टार्टर ऐप मिल जाती है. तो आगे इसको हम मजीद डिफाइन करें तो उसकी दो टाइप्स होती हैं स्टार्टर्स की. एक बॉयलर प्लेट्स होते हैं और एक रन टाइम्स होती है. जो बॉयलर प्लेट्स होते हैं, that is actually the container apps and associated runtime environment. ये आगे जाके मैं शो कराता हूँ what type of apps are belongs to boilerplates and what type are belongs to runtimes. लाइव डेमो में हम आपको दिखाते हैं. इसके बाद भी है build pack, that these are collection of scripts that prepare your code for execution on the target pace. Further, we have services. All type of services are here, and you can easily manage your app in that. Here's a small video you can see.
Flexible and integrated, and all at once. Their systems expect existing IT in the cloud. Developers need simple, easy access to both existing systems and cloud technology. Services, API, like this is no place for silos. You need to innovate on both sides of the fire. You need Bluemix from IBM. Bluemix is a cloud platform offering modular set of compute services where you can scale on virtual services, build microservices with event-driven hooks. Cognitive computing is relevant for business owners. Start and business scalability. Less work, more data. This is what Bluemix is designed for, because this is how the future of business will be built.
स्टार्ट भी करो.
Can you hear me now? अब सही आ गई? All right, I'm gonna speak now. All right, Hajim sir, I'm gonna speak now. All right, guys, I think आपने last कुछ नहीं सुना. I'm going back to the slide now. I thought you were hearing, but there's some issue with. Just a second. I'm going back to slide. All right. So I was talking. If anyone of you have question, please do type here. आपके कोई भी question है अभी तक कुछ समझ नहीं आया या आप कुछ पूछना चाह रहे हैं अभी तक, please do ask here. Or should I move forward? Anyone?
Sajid, there are some questions in the chat box. If you want me, I can read them out loud to you and then you can answer them.
I think मैंने कुछ क्वेश्चन के जवाब शुरू में दिए थे. I'm gonna move back again and see के कुछ hang on a second please. Salman ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, will you program code anything today using Bluemix? Yes, we are gonna do that today. IBM Bluemix answer. All right, anyone? Which architecture we will be working with? Yes. All right, Khwaja Usman, it depends upon your app, what actually you want to use. अगर तो आप पैस यूज कर रहे हैं, आई थिंक सब आप ऑलरेडी कुछ ना कुछ सर्विस की यूज कर रहे हैं आईएस की. सो इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन कि आप डेवलप क्या करें. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? Or should I move forward? All right. Yeah, exactly. At the end, you have to develop some app, Khwaja Usman. आप कुछ भी बनाना चाहें, it depends कि आप बनाने क्या जा रहे हैं. तो उसके accordingly आप जो सर्विस यूज करेंगे, it depends according to your and your app. You'll be using SaaS, you will be using AS, everything is available for you here. Any other question, or should I move forward? You mean yeah, you can use any service or any app you want to use through Bluemix. It's available for you here.
Okay.
All right.
Sajid, if I may, Khwaja Hassan, I would like you to post these questions specific to the do's and don'ts of this hackathon on the discussion board, or you can continue posting here and we will post these to the discussion board on the Discuss forum. This session is specifically related to Bluemix enablement. So as far as any question related to hackathons, what kind of things you can do, what kind of things are barred from you to take use of, like what kind of technologies can you use in the hackathon to make sure you are not going against any rule of this hackathon. I would request you to please post those questions on the Discuss forum. If you want to post it here, please do so. As soon as our required person, a relevant person is available from the hackathon administration, they will answer your questions. Thank you. Ajit, you can continue, please.
All right. I'll stay here one more minute and then I'll move to demo. All right, regarding cloud, yeah, please tell me, do you have any other confusion? अगर आपने अभी तक cloud पे काम नहीं किया, if you want to, comparison क्या हो रहा है, I can talk about that. Starter वगैरह के बारे में अगर आपको कुछ समझ नहीं आया, रन टाइम्स के बारे में, yeah, there are different types of cloud here. जो हम टॉप की बात करें तो we have Amazon, we have Azure, we have Bluemix here, but every cloud has its own focus. अगर मैं थोड़ी real life से example दूं आपको, तो we have अगर हम क्लाउड को देखते हैं तो ऐसा नहीं है, क्लाउड की कोई खास शेप होती है, जिसको जो नजर आ रहा होता है वो उसको वैसे ही देख रहा होता है। किसी को बाजू में कुछ बना हुआ नजर आ रहा होता है, किसी को क्या नजर आ रहा होता है, किसी को क्लाउड की कोई शेप नहीं है। अगर आपको कोई समझा रहा है, yeah, I'm going to tell you about that. So अगर आपको समझा रहा है कि क्लाउड इज दिस, so it's misguiding you. क्लाउड कोई स्पेसिफिक चीज नहीं है जो मतलब आप जिस पे आप जिसे आप डिफाइन कर सकें। एनीथिंग व्हिच यू आर virtually compute here, it's a cloud nowadays. So if we are talking about Bluemix, then our focus is towards cognitive. Our focus is more towards big data, analytics, IoTs, and we are talking about these services. So similarly, all type of clouds are exist here. So what's new in Bluemix? We are talking about cognitive services, which I'll show you in during the demos. We are talking about analytics, which I'll talk about. I'll a lot more talk about the version during my session, so you will understand कि Bluemix में नया क्या आ रहा है. So now I'll move to my demo. All right. So here I am. You can see my dashboard. Hopefully, every one of you have already signed up for Bluemix here. So similarly, I am please आप अपने account पे log in कर लें. So you can see the service here. This my dashboard, my login. I am login in that. Hopefully आपको इन चीजों की समझ आ गई हो. साइन अप के फौरन बाद उन्होंने आपसे रीजन का पूछा होगा. So थोड़ा सा मैं इसके बारे में डिस्क्राइब कर दूं. There are 3 public region which are available right now publicly. IBM Bluemix data centers are available in more than 50 countries, but the public, what I can say, access centers are only 3 here. One is in US, it's called US South. One is in Sydney, it's called Sydney, and one is in UK. It's on a UK region. Further, you can see I have mentioned the organization name. So it depends what name you want to choose here. वो आपसे एक organization का नाम पूछता है, so आपकी जो apps हैं वो well managed हो सकें. You can manage different organization in a one account. So आपको पता हो कि आपकी ऐप कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में पड़ी हुई है. So for that reason ये जो डिवीजन हुई है, ये this division is made basically. Further you have space कि एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में different space होती हैं, different की डिवीजन होती हैं. So आपने हर स्पेस का एक नाम दिया होता है. जो भी आपकी सर्विसेज यहाँ पे लेट्स सपोज यहाँ पे रन हो रही हैं, वो किसी ना किसी रीजन में है, किसी ना किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में है और किसी ना किसी स्पेस में है. लेट्स सपोज यहाँ पे मेरा भी यूएस साउथ सेलेक्ट हुआ है. यू कैन सी सम ऑफ माय सर्विसेज आर हियर. एंड लेट्स से अगर मैं अपना रीजन चेंज करूंगा फ्रॉम हियर टू यूके, you will see the page will reload and I'll be only able to see my services from Sydney region. So UK region here. So you see in my US region I have different apps and now I can see different apps here. So hope कि आपको point समझ आ गया हो इस चीज का. So I'll move back to US South region. So these are my apps running here. I can move on from here. And similarly, if I want to move to Sydney region, I can simply click on that and I can move that. Now I'll move to the catalog here and I'll show you the basic services of the Bluemix. So then you will understand what's the magic of Bluemix we are giving here. सो आई इसमें सर्विसेज तो हैं, लेकिन अभी मेरी शायद इसमें ऐप नहीं है, तो कोई ऐप शो हो नहीं रही सिडनी रीजन में. सो आई मूव टू द कैटलॉग. और kaboom, now here you can see the large number of services available in the catalog. Every one of you जो session में है, please go to your account and go to the catalog in the right top corner. So you can see I have compute here. One thing I want to mention, there are different categories in which the services are divided. The top categories are divided as infrastructure, apps, and services. Further, the infrastructure is divided into four further categories. Similarly, apps are divided into three type of categories, and we have the different type of services available in the Bluemix. So whatever your need is, you can choose your services accordingly. So let's say if I want to move towards infrastructure as a service, I can go towards compute. I have different type of services here, like you can see bare metal services, virtual servers are here, and VMware solutions are there. Similarly, I go into storages. I have different type of storages here. If I go to networking, those of you who are working as a networking guys, so they can see we have different types of networking solutions here. Similarly, we have security services infrastructure here. If I go to apps, as I mentioning, there are different type of apps available. So you can see in the app category, if I go to boilerplates, what the boilerplates is give you a complete starter. Let's suppose if I want to develop a app in .NET, I simply click on ASP.NET here, and you can see I can easily develop anything here. I simply click on that. I simply give the name of the app. For example, I say app for hackathon demo, and I simply go down and I select what type of what plan should I need to select. Right now I'm able to select only a default plan here. There is only one plan available, but in different services you can see different plans are available here. So if I simply want to create, I can simply click on create, and within few seconds, within few moments, the app will be created, and Bluemix will make this app, make that app up and running for you, and further you can customize that. So you can see Bluemix ने हमारे लिए app create की, and now we are ready to use that. So that's the magic of this this here. So you can see right now we are in the dashboard. The app is created at the front of you, and you can use it accordingly. Now it gives you a give you three ways through which you can customize your app data. One is that you can use CLI, which we will show you the demo. कि आप CLI को डाउनलोड करके आप कमांड लाइन देके आप अपनी ऐप को कस्टमाइज कर सकते हैं. Second thing is that you can use GitHub for your app. You can go to GitHub and you can do live editing on the browser, and you can customize your apps, which the demo will show you shortly. And the third thing is the Eclipse. You can download in your IDE, local IDE, which can be used to customize your code and modify. We'll show you the demo also that that you can download your app, customize your code in Eclipse, and you can modify that accordingly. So any question here? Yes, it has its own CLI. It will provide you a installer. You can simply install that, and we will show you during the demo what the CLI is, how you can further customize your app through CLI or Git or through Eclipse. Kaim is here with me. He'll show you the demo in detail. All right, थोड़ा सा मजीद बात करते हैं दोस्तों इस कैटलॉग के बारे में. If I go back and click on catalog, you can see we were in the boilerplates, and we have number of starters here which we can use. You will also see the demo of this Node-RED starter here. We can simply go there and simply create our apps and develop big apps in by using drag and drop. आपने कुछ भी बनाना है या ये Node-RED का ये आपको इतनी फैसिलिटी दे देता है कि आपको एक सिंगल लाइन ऑफ कोड भी नहीं लिखना पड़ता. So any type of people में चाहे वो प्योर डेवलपर हो, प्योर डेवलपिंग बैकग्राउंड हो, they can easily develop their apps. may there will be database guys who are more expert towards database, with the database में ज़्यादा experience है, and they want to develop app on cloud, they are good to go. If they are designers, जो कि basically front end designers हैं, जो UI design करते हैं, front end development करते हैं, and they want to use cloud services, they are good to go. So either you belong to any type of category, cloud services are here to facilitate you. Everything is here. So only the sky is the limit कि आप जो भी करना चाह रहे हैं, everything is available for you. Just only आप में दम होना चाहिए कि आप अपने आइडिया को यूज करते हुए, आप अपनी स्किल्स को यूज करते हुए, आप इन अवेलेबल सर्विसेज को कैसे इस्तेमाल करते हैं. So you can see we have cloud foundry apps here. You can see complete SDKs. You can see here the Java, Node.js, ASP.NET Core, Swift, any Go, PHP, Python. So आप किसी भी language के developer हैं, you can use these services here. So if we talk about mobile, we have mobile first here. We have mobile application content manager. We have everything which you want to develop. So now I'll move towards the final section, that is services. So we have all type of services here. I'll start with data analytics, which is our key focus in our cloud. We have a large number of services here. I'll start with data analytics here. So if you talk about DBs, we have a bunch of database available on cloud. May you talk about NoSQL, may you talk about MongoDB, MySQL, OpenDB, any type of DBs are available for you here. If you are talking about the machine learning and these type of, then we have services available for you here. And the most interesting thing, Watson. Yeah, most of you will be inshallah developing apps by using Watson services. This is the major part. This is a major thing available in cloud for you guys. We have number of Watson services available here, which you can use. I'll show the demos of each service to you. You can easily use according to your need. Watson आपको काफी facilitate कर देता है. For example, if you want to develop a chatbot, now the one way is कि you go and you sit down and you start coding your chatbot, और आप कई महीने बैठ के अपना chatbot बनाए. पूरा ग्रुप बैठ के chatbot बना रहा है, and you took lot of time and you build a chatbot. Now the second option is that Watson Conversation API is available for you here. For example, I'll develop a simple chatbot at the front of you. I simply go to conversation. You simply saw, and inshallah you will wow here. So I come here and I see chatbot for hackathon participant. All right. I simply go here and I simply click, and Bluemix will develop the conversation service for me, so I can move to my chatbot. आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज फील फ्री टू आस्क, मुझे रोकते हैं बीच में. All right, simply I click launch tool. So you will see how easy to manage your apps and develop your apps through Bluemix here. So this is the workspace. In the specific session for the Watson, I'll describe everything one by one to you. For now, you can just see कि हो क्या सकता है इसके साथ. Simply I create here workspace chatbot for hackathon participants. Oh, this is a simple chatbot. I simply click on create, and it creates a workspace for me. Now I have intents, entities, and dialog. I'll describe everything. Intents क्या होते हैं, entities क्या होते हैं, dialog क्या होता है. I'll simply go and create new. I'll simply greeting Hi, hello, salam, uh, hey, assalamu alaikum. So I can ask anything here. I'll describe later ke how in detail ke ye hai kya cheez. Further, you can also play these with this service. I simply go and create. So वो मेरे लिए simply ये intent create कर देगा. I simply go to dialog and what I'm going to do is simply click on create and simply call the trigger by using hashtag greetings. So what should I uh, expect? Watson को क्या response करे? I would say कि uh, Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing today? So I can add multiple responses here, so Watson can use any of them. So I can say, oh yes, well, thank you for correcting. Hi. Oh, say. And I gave number of responses here. So you will see the demo in a while that what Watson can do for you here. So set to random. All right. There are also entities here, but I'm not going to going in detail because it will take too much time to describe every service in detail. It's it's showing me that Watson is training on your recent changes. So Watson will train that for grading for us. Just wait for a moment. Yeah, so you can see Watson is training is done. So if I ask hello, right now I give only a one intent, but you can play with Watson however you want. I'm just giving you showing you the ways you can play with Bluemix services and you can play with Watson services here. So all right, so that's how you can play with. So you can see this is my chatbot which I developed here at the front of you. I think I don't take more than 10 minutes to develop my chatbot. You can easily develop your chatbot here, and I can easily integrate my chatbot with my app by using yeah, if I go back to my workspace, then I can easily integrate my chatbot. Here you can see I have it gives me the complete workspace ID, and it gives me it will also give me a complete code if I want. If I want to download the complete chatbot code as a JSON file, it completely provides me everything. Similarly, if you want to integrate my chatbot as a RESTful service, then I can easily call the service through Watson and I can use in my app. So I just give you a small idea how further you can use Watson for your projects. All right, now I'll move forward. I have, if you are working on IoTs, we have Internet of Things here. Simply click here and I have number of services through which you can build your IoT based services for your projects. We have APIs here. You can use this API connect here. If you're talking about DevOps, it provides you a complete solution here. If you're talking about the application services, we have blockchain here, the state of the art. Let's get the Watson thing. Okay. Yeah, we will try to do a complete session for Watson. Actually, the complete session. There should be a complete section for it. Watson is a cognitive platform. It give you and facilitate state of the art services which you can use for your platform. For example, if I'm working with sentiment analysis for my app, I simply go to Alchemy API and and here I can do lot of analysis लेट्स एक सिंपल यूज केस में आपको बता दूं, आपके पास पूरी बुक है, आपने उसको एनालाइज करना है, एंड यू कैन सिंपली यूज दिस एपीआई, आपको वो चंद सेकंड्स में आपको वो कंप्लीट बुक एनालाइज करके दे देगी. Further, we have different services. We have conversation. As I show कि मैंने अगर चैटबॉट बनाना है, मैं चंद मिनट में बैठ के आपके सामने चैटबॉट बना दिया. सिंपल. अगर मैं मजीद कोई सर्विस की बात करूँ, we have personality insights. So we can develop any type of service through which we can identify. We can check about the personality of an entity. For example, if I want to match. Let me show a interesting demo here. Just a second. My Google, I think, need to be updated here. Okay, I agree with you. Okay, personality match. What's in celebrity match? Yeah. Okay. This is a small app. It's powered by Watson, and just for fun, any of you please type your tutor handler if you want, and we'll see from which personality you match. Simply type up your tutor handler if you want. Sham साहब, आपका tutor handler क्या है? Please type कर दें. Hashim साहब. All right, मेरे पास हाफिज तलहा का पहले आ गया है, so I'm gonna yes. So if I click on that, let's see. Now Watson will do a magic. Sure, Hisham. All right. So Hafiz Taha, you can see a personality name and friendly is here for you. Friendly, yes. Friendly, yes. Friendly is here for you. I don't know who is he actually. All right. And similarly, let me check my own. So if I check my own, then right nowadays, my personality is close to Chris Brown, and I'm also close to Coldplay. Sajid Naeem bhi hai here. Let's check. Just give me 1 minute. I'll move back to the work. Just want to chill you down. Sajid Naeem, you don't have enough tools. It needs some data to analyze. So I think you guys can better play with this service. I am just going to share the URL. You can better play by yourself. I was just showing you. Yeah. So everyone. Yeah. So this is the URL you can use to move on. You can check your own celebrity match. Okay, now I'll go back to demo. This was a small quick demo of personality inside, which you can use. Hope you enjoy that. Similarly, you have tone analyzer. You can analyze the tone of any person. Simple use case is that a call center can be replaced, or a call center can be facilitated. कि let's suppose अगर कोई गुस्से में कॉल कर रहा है तो उसकी टोन एनालाइज करके वो क्या करेगा, उसको उस बंदे पे रेफर कर देगा who can better deal with hard people. और अगर कोई आराम से बात कर रहा है तो उसको वो इजीली एक आम कॉल जो कॉल सेंटर में बंदा बैठा है उसके पास वो आसानी से कर देगा. So these are the key features. Similarly, if you are an image processing guy, we have real recognition for you, which facilitates you in a many ways. So hope that give you a small overview of cloud services. Again, Bluemix is a big domain. It needs a lot of time to cover everything, but hopefully एक small idea services का आपको हो गया होगा. कोई क्वेश्चन है अभी तक तो प्लीज डू आस्क, देन we'll move to a live demo from Kaim. Guys, please do ask questions.
Everything was clear. Thanks a lot. The question is that how can we get 140 days of trial?
Actually, that 140-day trial is from my account only. Actually, I am IBMer, but initially you people will get 30-day trial. But don't worry, you are talking to a right person right now. Inshallah, I'll give you a complete solution. Inshallah, जो भी आपको चाहिए आपको मिल जाएगा. Especially the hackathon participants हैं. बस यार आप कोई अच्छी सी अपनी तैयारी करें and आपको जो भी extension चाहिए trial में you will get everything. We are here for you guys. No problem. So, any other question? Any field the IBM Bluemix doesn't cover for, as you are told us it can. What I can say, normally all type of fields, जो भी आपको service चाहिए cloud पे, it's available for you here on Bluemix. Any other question, please do ask, so we can move forward. There can be two things. Either you people are understanding so good, so you are not asking question, or second thing is that you are not understanding anything. So ask question, please. Yeah, I will go through it again. As Samir was asking a little bit, repeat कर दें उसको. Yeah, Kaim is here. He will show you some live demos very precisely. Simply go to the Bluemix Essential course. Simply Google that Bluemix Essentials. Please do that course, and when you complete, you will earn a badge, and you will get a certificate by completing that course. Whenever you complete your course, simply do send me your certificate on my email here, and I'll give you another course which you can use to learn forward. So please do ask if you have any other question, and then we'll move to demo. Oh, there are a lot of confusion. Please move. Whatever confusion you have, please do ask. यार, मतलब we are here for you, facilitate. We don't want कि अगर confusion है आपकी. Are there any globally recognized client apps running on Blue? Yes. We have a lot of apps. We will show you in a while कि मतलब जो run हो रही हैं. Right. Any other question? Please do ask, guys. We wait here for just 2 minutes, and then we'll move forward. Yeah, CLI, GitHub, Eclipse. As I was telling you people कि आप 3 तरीकों से अपना कोड कस्टमाइज कर सकते हैं Bluemix के साथ. एक तो है CLI कि आप अपना कोड वहां से डाउनलोड करें, उसमें चेंजेस करें, and you can simply push your code to your cloud and move on. And yeah, I will show you in the demo how to use that. And GitHub, that give you that also give you a live editing tool through which you can edit your apps live. Third thing is that Eclipse. Eclipse is the IDE. You can simply use any other IDE if you want, and you can simply use Eclipse to modify your code. Definitely, अगर आप कोई बढ़िया ऐप बनाना चाह रहे हैं, you have to use Eclipse, and you have to use different tools to complete your app, and simply you can push your app back to cloud through Eclipse. Yes. Exactly. Sham sab se keh. All right, guys. Please do ask other question if you have. After 1 minute, we'll move forward. All right, guys, question please. Eclipse का specifically question आप पूछ रहे हैं. We'll answer that later on. They're all are good rated services. We cannot say ये service अच्छी है वो बुरी है. जो भी आपकी need है accordingly उसके लिए service आपके पास मौजूद है. You can simply use that. If you are talking about Watson, then you can have different types of service available. If you are talking about analytics, you have different types of service available, so you can use that accordingly. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ये अच्छी rated है ये बुरी rated है. All right, guys, question please type करें. Yes, Alchemy API it's used for sentiment. It's used for analyze data. आपके पास कोई भी text है अभी कायम आपको demo दिखाएगा Alchemy API का and you will see के how it works actually. Actually, it's a very interesting services. Each of them contain lot of information. So हर एक API को हम cover नहीं कर सकते. Simply अगर आपने explore करना है आप simple इस पे API पे click करें. Alchemy API and you can further go to documentation and बहुत easy documentation लिखी हुई है. Further we have lot of blogs about that. We'll share with you and you can understand each service accordingly. Any other question? Guys, please do ask question. We have last minute and then we'll move to demos. Yeah, you can integrate any API with any other API. You can integrate your APIs with your apps. You can easily use them. Yeah, you can use multiple APIs for your app. Let's suppose you want to use Alchemy API with conversation. You can easily use that. You want to use different APIs, so you can easily integrate with your app. So, all right, guys. We are moving forward now. शाम तक 2 मिनट की ब्रेक कर लें फिर कायम विल फॉरवर्ड विद डेमोस. आपको जो भी सर्विस चाहिए समीर यू कैन you can use number of service at a time. There is no limit कि आप ये use नहीं कर सकते. आपको जो चाहिए available on cloud, simply call them by using API or something, and you are able to use that. And I think there is small limit कि आप 10 services use कर सकते हैं, but you can use number of services and integrate into your app. All right, Hashim Saab, can we do a break of 2 minutes or 5 minutes? Aisha, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, can we do a break of 2 or 5 minutes and then we'll back with more stuff?
Sure. Maybe you just make an announcement that we are going to be away and resume in 10 minutes. You want to have a 10 minutes break?
Sure. All right, guys, we are going for a small break here. It's तकरीबन 4:10 हो रहे हैं and we'll be back after 10 minutes. So we'll start again at 4:20. All right, guys. आपके कोई question है तो we are sitting here. You can ask during the break.
We do have a question. People are asking if we have got refreshments for the break time.
Yeah, it's up to you. I cannot comment on that.
Give me a suggestion how to, send out virtually.
Yeah, it's a virtual. We can share some pictures of.
Does IBM have anything? Any idea on that?
Yeah, actually, we don't provide the food as a service, unfortunately. as a service which I was talking about.
Okay, thank you, Ji. So we will be resuming at around 4:20. Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys, we are going to start again. Kaim is going to share his screen.
Hello, guys. This is Kai Hassan from IBM, and I'm a cloud professional here. So I will actually show you some of the demos how to actually use cloud platform by different means, like from the user interface that is provided by Bluemix, as well as a command line interface that is provided by Cloud Foundry. Okay. So we'll start with the user interface. I will share my screen, my Bluemix catalog. So you just need to follow every step that I'm doing so we can do it in a more efficient way. So now you can actually see my screen. And just log in your credentials to actually log into the Bluemix environment. I hope you have your Cloud Foundry installed. So if you don't, I actually recommend it that you install the Cloud Foundry from Google and move onwards. So we have another lab later in the Cloud Foundry. Okay, so here you can see this is called the dashboard of Bluemix, where you can see all of the different services. So if you have a dashboard with a new account, you won't see all of the services. So I'll just move onward to catalog. Now here's the catalog. So for the first lab, I need you to actually write node.js. Okay, so we'll build a complete starter application and we'll use a simple boilerplate. Now, a boilerplate is actually a runtime, for example, a Node.js runtime. And actually it is bundled with some kind of specific service. So for example, here it is bundled with Cloud and database, Cloud and DB, Cloud and NoSQL database. So we'll just click on it. And we'll write some unique name, for example, Lahore Hackathon, Lahore Hack Rep, okay? And we'll just create it. You can see there is a bundle service here. So a boilerplate is always bundled for some specific purpose. For example, if you want to build above this bundled application, this will provide a simple starter page, simple Node.js application running, for example, or maybe a simple page, and then you can actually add features to it, modify it, so you don't need to actually start from scratch. So we'll leave this SDK and Cloud and NoSQL DB as the plan light, and we'll hit create. So we'll actually wait for this application to start. And when this application starts, this icon, this button will turn on. So this is an indicator to that our application is started. So meanwhile, we actually need this starter code. So I recommend you to download it. And yes, it's been saved. Okay. Now we'll just wait for this application to start and we'll see how a boilerplate application looks like. I hope you know the information, the basic knowledge about what a boilerplate is and what a runtime is, because there is little confusing. There's a little, these two terms are actually used interchangeably, which is a bit confusing for you guys, but in reality, they're not actually same. They're not interchangeable. A boilerplate actually have a service bundle for some specific purpose. For example, saving some files onto a cloud platform. This application is actually bundled with a cloud and storage. So if you want to actually build an application that you need to store some of your files onto the cloud platform, you can start by using this kind of application, then you build upon it. While a runtime is just the basic scripts that you need to actually write or start an application. For example, if you want to write an application in Node.js, you need to just install the SDK node. And you just need to actually run the runtime of SDK node for Node.js, and everything will be set up by the Bluemix environment. You just need to code and attach a cloud and maybe for the cloud application. So that's just a basic runtime. So we have our application up and running. We'll just see how it actually looks like. So here you can see this is a complete application built in just few clicks. And now we'll actually build similar application using the Cloud Foundry, the command line interface. And we'll do some of the changes and push it back again so we can see how an updated code can be pushed back to the Cloud Bluemix platform by using command line interface. Okay. Okay, so I'll now switch to my terminal. If you're using Windows, you need to actually use your command prompt by administrator privileges. So the administrator privileges are actually required for this application. Okay, so I'm opening my terminal, and I will just share this screen. Okay, so now you can actually see my terminal, right? Okay, so first of all, you need to check if the Cloud Foundry is properly installed into your systems. So you need to write CF version, or you can just write CFV. Okay, so you can just write it by CF version. And you can see here 6.24.0. So this is a version actually installed on my machine. And you can see different kinds of commands that you can use using your Cloud Foundry command line interface. So you just write a CF help. And here are the commands that you can use. For example, configuration. You can do the configuration, login, logout, target, help. And then you can view your applications. You can push application logs, SSH connection. So these are all the commands that you can use. So for example, there is enable Diago. So it was previously DEA. So it was droplet execution within, but it's being replaced by Diago now by Bluemix. So you can enable Diago for a particular application. For example, just write CF space application name, then enable Diago, and it will actually migrate your whole application to Diago without any worry. Okay, so we'll now actually log into our Bluemix account so we can view and make some applications. So we'll write CFL or CF completely login, and we'll use, if it actually asks you about connection privileges, provide that. If you're on Unix or Linux machine, it will actually ask you about different connections. So this .ng.bluemix.net is actually for the US region. So if you're utilizing some other regions like Sydney or United Kingdom, you need to actually move on to those particular API endpoints. If you have a single actually region selected and a single destination, the Bluemix Cloud Foundry CLI will automatically highlight that and will connect it for you. But if you want to actually use another, if you have multiple regions, but currently you have selected the US region, it will actually grab the US region. But if you want to switch it to the another region, you can do it by just switching the API endpoint by using the -a command after this command. So you can actually switch your API endpoint. Now you'll just write your email address.
We cannot understand.
So Salman, okay, so I'll just slow down a bit so you can follow everything. I'll just repeat. So just actually write something in your chat so I can slow down if you need me to slow down. So where are you actually? I want to, if you have logged in, so I will go through the steps again, okay? Just for a review. So for checking if your Cloud Foundry is actually installed correctly in your machines, you just need to write CF space version, and it will give you the version. And then I'll just use the help command just to show you how many different commands are actually available on Cloud Foundry that you can avail. For example, configuration, you can use CF space config command. And we have login command. And I will use some of these commands, so don't worry about application lifecycle. Then we have service integration command. So we'll also look into some of the service application, delete service or update service and bind, unbind service, create service, okay? So don't worry about that, we'll cover it later. And then we have those. So we'll also look in one of these commands, actually, and then space and space management. So these are the commands that you actually can look into. This is if you have multiple organizations and multiple spaces and you want to push your code into different spaces and different organizations, you can change that by writing these commands along with, but you can find the help completely, the complete documentation of Bluemix Cloud Foundry. So you can read into how to actually use these commands. And if you need further information, you can also write CF space help space command, for example, CF space help space organization. So we actually give you an insight about how you can actually use the command. So then we have the -v and -help. So these are the global options you can see for print API request diagnostic to std help, show help, okay? So I hope you are with me now. So API endpoint. So API endpoint is the regional endpoint on which your application actually deployed. So like Sajid mentioned, there are 3 public endpoints: Sydney, United Kingdom, and United States. Okay, so if you actually used US by default, so you are in your application actually lies in the United States data center of IBM Bluemix. So that's an API endpoint where you need to actually target your application, where you need to actually connect to it. Okay, so to write for Sydney, you need to write API dot, API dot au hyphen syd dot bluemix.net. For United Kingdom, you'll write api.eu dot gb dot bluemix.net. I hope I'm clear. So I'll just write these commands here too. Okay, so I hope you are connected. Bluemix actually will look into the organization and spaces automatically that you have selected, or maybe what you're using right now on the Bluemix platform. So I think I'll just move on. So, okay. So for the marketplace, like I just mentioned in the comments too, a cloud is like a marketplace where you actually share different kinds of APIs or services with other people. Like you can see also third-party services. For example, Watson is a different team in IBM, as well as infrastructure is another team in IBM. So they have shared their services on the Bluemix platform, so you can avail it. So it's a marketplace. So you can actually see what kind of services are available in the marketplace by writing CF space marketplace. So actually this particular command takes too much time. So if you want me to actually execute it, it will actually take maybe 5 to 10 minutes to execute because it gathers a lot of data to actually display onto your terminal or onto your command prompt. But I won't actually do that because this is a bit a waste of time. Okay. But you can see for yourself in the future maybe how services are displayed on the terminal that you can also visualize on the user interface. So I will actually create a service for now. So for the creating service, we use CS command, create service for CS, CF space, CS, create service space. So the service name should be similar to what actually displayed in the CF marketplace or what's actually available on the Bluemix user interface. So it's case sensitive. So I will just write cloudent, now with N capital, SQL database. And then we'll write the plan that we need to use. Like we saw that light plan there. And then we'll write a unique name for it. For example, I'll just write a similar name, Lahore Hack database DB, and then I will hit enter. So it will actually create a service for me. And yes, Salman, you can actually create a Watson service by using the command line interface. By just writing a similar command, but replacing this cloud and NoSQL database with the pertaining Watson service and the data plan as well. And then you'll actually write a different name for it. But you can do that by a similar command. So now I will actually move back to my user interface. Oh, but before that, I will actually show you how to display your services. So for that, you'll just write CF space services, and then you'll hit enter. And here you can actually see your Lahore Hack database created. Okay, now I'll move back to my browser. I will close this application. Now I will actually delete the application. For that, you'll actually click this three-dot icon, and then you'll hit delete. But remember that you need to download the starter code, right? So the starter code should be with you before deleting this application. If not, if you don't have the starter code, cancel this and go back to the service, to the application, and delete the starter code, and then delete this application, because we'll be making similar kind of application by using command line interface. So I'll just delete it. So I've received a notification that my application is being deleted, and I can see there's no such application here, along with the services created by it. So I have the hack here, but I don't have the SQL database associated with the particular application I just deleted. And I'll go back to my terminal. Okay, now we'll actually, the application starter code you just downloaded, we need to actually extract the starter code. So I'll just extract it. And what we need to do is we need to go to that particular folder. For example, I have this location for the particular folder. You have your own location, so we'll just move into this folder, and we'll see what kind of applications, what kind of items are available in this particular folder. You can see an application.js. That's our application code. Okay, so we'll be using this app.js code to actually push back to the cloud. And then we have also package.json, which is required to actually execute some of the key features on the cloud. Then we have other files like manifest.yml and other licensing and other things. So now we'll actually make an application by pushing this Node.js code onto the cloud platform. For that, we'll use the push command, cf space push. CF push, and then we'll actually write a unique name for application. For example, Lahore hack app. Okay, and then we'll actually create the application command to actually start. The -c is the command to actually start a particular application, and then we write actually node, which is a node application. Like we can see, it's a JS application, which is a node application. The node is the command for that. And then we'll write app.js. And then we'll hit the quotation, close. And then we need to specify some of the resources that we want to actually give it to this particular application. For example, for memory, I want to allot 128 megabytes of memory. So what I will do is I will use the -m command, and I will actually write 128m. So you can actually do this later too by using CS space scale space application name command, okay? But I will do it here. And then you'll specify some of the features that need to take place, some of the key scripts that need to take place before executing this particular command. For example, I don't want to actually use the manifest file that we have in our folder because we need to bind it with the cloud and database service we just created earlier. So I will use -- or -- no - manifest command. And then I also don't need to start this application because there is no database attached to it. So I will use - no - start command. Okay, then I will actually hit enter. It will take a couple of minutes to push our code onto the Bluemix environment. And Bluemix environment knows that we are using the node application. It will create a complete environment for us. You can visualize it completely in our terminal too. For example, creating a route. So it has also created a route. We can use it in our browser to visualize what kind of application it is. And then it's binding the route to the application, and it's uploading the files. And I will actually want you to write the CF space apps command, and you'll see your application. You'll list your complete application set in the terminal, and you can see Lahore Hack app topped, and it's allotted 128 megabytes of memory, and its route is actually Lahore Hack app.mybluemix.net. And now we need to actually bind our database service to this particular So Salman, we actually created all this. So these are the names that is being displayed to my terminal or the application that are created by me. So if you don't have this application, that's completely normal because these are my application. They should be on my dashboard. So you must be seeing the only application you created, like the application similar to Lahore Hack app that I just created. You need to have another application there if you didn't delete the previous application. Okay, I hope I answered your question. And now I'll actually move forward and bind the service with this particular application. So for that, there is a very simple command. For example, this is CF BS for bind service. And then we'll actually write our application name, Lahore Hack App, with the service that we want to bind it with, Lahore Hack Database. And we'll just hit enter. So we have binded our service with the application. And you can see it by writing CF services. So you can see the services, the application, the service is binded to. So here you can see Lahore Hack application, Cloud and NoSQL database is binded with Lahore Hack application. So I'll just zoom it a bit. You can see it now. From Sherry, if it's failed, you actually need to be in a folder where the app.js file is. So you need to actually relocate yourself into the folder. Guys who are facing the failed problem, they need to download the starter pack and then extract the starter pack into a folder, then relocate yourself using a terminal or command prompt to the particular folder where you have the app.js. You can see by writing ls command onto your terminal or onto your Okay guys, I'll wait for you to actually do that again. I will do it again. I will actually elaborate these steps again, okay? From the start. For application creation. First of all, we actually created a service called Cloud and NoSQL database. And then we actually redirected ourselves. For example, you can see here, I've redirected myself into a particular folder where the starter code is. This was my previous application, Lahore Hack Prep was my previous application that I built using the Bluemix user interface. And I download the starter code from there and extract that into this Lahore Hack Prep folder. I am now, by using cd command, I'm now into that folder you can see here. So I'm now into Lahore Hack Prep folder. And then I've used a command ls for listing the available files into the folder. So if you don't see app.js here, you need to move on to the particular folder where this app.js actually lies, okay? And then you need to push that app.js application to the cloud by using the push command that I used here. So this is a complete push command for Lahore Hack where I actually mentioned app.js that I actually need to push onto the cloud. And I allotted some of the memory to it. And then some particular commands. For example, if I don't want to use the manifest file available in the folder, so I used a manifest, no manifest command, and I don't want to start this application. So I used no start command. So I hope I'm clear now. Can we move on? Is everyone following? Sure. Okay, so I'll just scroll to a particular command. So here it is. The highlighted command is the push command. Okay, are we clear? Are we on the same page? So should I move on? Okay. To Samir, I think you need to ask the question to Hashim. I think he will actually upload this video for about this tutorial. Okay. Now what we actually do, I will just repeat the steps. We actually created a service, as well as I created an application on the Bluemix platform. You can see it by writing CF space apps. And then we actually binded the application with the service. And you can still see that Lahore hack is stopped. Now we need to actually start this application by writing start command. We'll just write CF space start space Lahore hack app. Okay, and you'll hit enter. And it will actually start the application for you. So here you can see how many things are being downloaded by the cloud platform to run your application. So these are all the build packs. For example, SDK for Node.js is a build pack being downloaded onto a machine where your application is now hosted, and will actually use this particular SDK to run your command. So you don't need to actually worry about all these things if you're using a cloud platform. So you can see by running the cf start command, I have the state of my application now in running mode, where it is actually using 43.4 MB out of 128 MB allotted to it, and the space that it actually been allotted by default. Now you can also see your application running by writing cf apps command. So here you can see Lahore hack app started with instance, and it's being run properly. Now we'll actually go to our Bluemix account again, and we'll see if the application is working completely fine. Or you can just go to your browser and write https space colon / Lahore hack app dot mybluemix.net. You can write this URL onto your page so you can see if the application is running properly. I will now move on to my browser. I will just use this URL, and here you can see it. So here you can see everything is running up and fine. And now what we will do is actually we will change some of the parameters on this application and push it back again. So you need to have some kind of text editor or an IDE. I don't recommend an IDE, but you need to have a text editor, and Notepad is also a text editor if you don't have any editor onto your Windows machine. For other operating systems like Linux or Unix-based operating system, we also have text edit there. So you can actually edit your code. I will now actually move on to my folder where I have the application. Okay, I'll just show you how it's being done. So here you can see my app.js. So here is the complete code written. So I need to actually edit some of the parameters. So I can push it back and change some things. So, but now we'll change the sample document and the sample underscore doc. Okay, we will change these two things and we'll re-upload this application onto the cloud platform. So I'll move back to my Explorer. I will show you in a text editor. So here is my text editor screen. Okay, so I need you to go down to line number 354, or just use Command F or Control F to find sample underscore doc. Okay, so this is the line 354. Okay, the doc name. We'll change this. So I will change this to changed. Change this to changed underscore doc underscore name. Okay, and now I need to actually change some of the other parameters, like a sample document, like changed document. And then I also need to change this value to with changed document. Okay, now you'll just hit Command as a controls on your Windows machine, and we'll move back to our terminal. Okay, but first we actually need to go back to our Bluemix environment. To actually delete some of the databases that are already being created for a particular application. I'll just close this and I'll move back to my browser. So here it is. So if I hit restart, you'll see no changes because nothing is being pushed yet. You can see a sample document, sample underscore doc. I'll just close it. And all I need to do is I'll just refresh this page so I can see my application is running. Okay. So yes, here is my application. Yeah, here it is. I'll just use this application. And you can see here a cloud and database by the name of Lahore HackDB. You just need to click it. And we'll hit the launch too. So we'll just wait for the dashboard to load completely. I hope everyone is following. Now we need to redirect ourselves to databases and to my sample database. So Sherry, actually go to the application dashboard on your Bluemix account and click on the application we just created using the command line interface. Okay, and into the dashboard, you'll see your cloud and service attached to it. And you'll actually click on it and it will redirect you to this kind of page. Okay, and then you'll actually hit the database button here. Okay, I'll just do it again, and you'll redirect yourself to my underscore sample underscore database. You'll click it, and then I think now you're up to par with me. Okay, and now we'll just hit this pencil icon. Now we can see an ID, a revision, a name, and a value for it, but we need to actually delete it because this is the database for the previous application we built. We just need to delete it. We'll delete this document. And yes. And now we'll actually push our code back to the application. Back to our terminal, actually. Okay. Okay, now we're back to our terminal. Now we need to actually push our code back, the updated code actually, back to the cloud. For that, we'll use the push command again. So I cf space push space my application name space -c for starting the application. Then I will write the application name. And now I don't need to actually specify the memory parameters or the no start parameters because my application will actually be restarted when the code is being repushed again. But I need to actually mention that no manifest argument. So we don't want to use our manifest because it's being generated automatically when we bind the service. Okay, so we'll just hit enter. Your new application will be, new updated code will be repushed to the cloud. I hope you're all up to speed with me. Actually, by not deleting our previous database, we'll make a conflicting database that we are also uploading again, and it won't change anything because the new code will not be overwriting the previous database code. So we need to actually delete that. And I really apologize, Samir, if I'm going really fast. So Khwaja Usman is actually asking about if there is any automatic way to do that. So I actually didn't get the question quite right. What is that way for what? To deleting the application? Or to deleting the database? Through command line interface. What are you? Okay, so deleting the database. So actually the database lies on another database system, but the service market broker is only with the Bluemix. So you can't delete a service within a service, but you can delete a service with command line interface. Okay, so there is not another way to do it with command line. And for Sherry, 0 of 1 instance running and 1 starting. So 0 of 1 instance running, when you can actually use the cf space start command again. Or you can go to Bluemix dashboard and run it manually from the user interface too. So actually, deleting the database wasn't from the Bluemix dashboard. It was actually in the tool itself. That was Cloud Database. The Cloud Database is a complete tool. And we use the launch button to actually redirect ourselves to the tool. And then we used to find, we actually found the database in that tool and deleted it. So it a long route that you can say. So it wasn't actually on the Bluemix directly. Okay, so if you have a database directly on a Bluemix, for example, we do that by making some kind of databases like DB2 or etc. So there you can actually check your database directly. But with the Cloudant service, you need to go into the Cloudant database. Okay, I hope I answered your question. So is everyone up to speed with me? So should I move on? Okay, now I'll actually, okay, Samir, I'll just wait a couple of seconds and then we'll move on. Okay, so now I'll actually move back to my browser screen and I will just close it. And now I'll actually view my application again. So here you can see changed underscore doc underscore name and a changed document. So these were the changes that we've made with the code and pushed back to our database. Okay, I'll now close this tab. I'll go back to my terminal again. So now we'll actually delete our application that we just created. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll actually use the command cf space delete or cf space just D and write our application name. Okay, so and after that we need to actually specify some parameters, like we need to actually remove the route with it too. So for that we'll use -r argument to delete the route along with the application. But you need to actually remember this, that we are not deleting the service yet. We'll do it later. So I'll just hit enter. It will ask me if I want to delete this application. I will just respond with Y or yes. And then we'll hit enter again. And we have our deletion of application completed successfully. You can check it by using cf space apps command. And here you can see we don't have the Lahore hack app here because we just deleted it. And now we need also, we'll just check the services. And you'll see the Lahore hack database there, but with no route. So here you can see it. And you can see there is no bound application. Okay, so we can't see any bound application with Lahore hack database. Now, this is because we have deleted the route. I will actually delete the service by writing cf space D as command, the delete service command. We'll write the Lahore hack database for DB. And we'll hit enter. And we'll respond it by yes. And voila, we actually deleted our service too. So we'll just check the services. So here you can see we don't have any Lahore hack database. So we have deleted it successfully. So we'll just end this lab here, and I will just recall all the steps we took to accomplish a creation of an application till the deletion of an application. Okay, I'll just go through every step again in a few seconds. So we just started by writing CF version to check if our Cloud Foundry is installed successfully. And then we used the CF help command to check what are the arguments or what are the parameters available, what are the commands actually available for executing particular tasks like deleting, creating services, applications, changing organization, etc. And then we used the login command to log into our environment. And then we created a service called Cloud and Service. We have actually first viewed our services by using the CF services. We have also created our Cloud and Services by the name Lahore Hack Database, and we saw the services, and we actually checked out our Lahore Hack Database was created, but with no bound applications. And then we list our applications. Before this lab, we actually downloaded the code, started code, we extracted it, then we redirected ourselves into the folder where we have the code. We checked that if the code is available there, where we are actually currently residing, the folder we are in, and then we actually use the push command to actually push the application by using some of the parameters like allotting amount of memory and not using the manifest file, as well as the no start argument. And then we actually checked our apps by using CF apps command if our application is there up. And we saw that the application was stopped because we actually did it so. And then we actually binded our application with the database we created. And then we checked our service that if it is actually bound to the application, and we saw that yes, it was bound to our Lahore Hack application. And then we check our applications, and it was still stopped, so we needed to run it. And we started the application by using the CF start command. And after the successful initiating of the command of the application, actually, we use the CF apps to check it if it's started. And yes, we saw that it was started. And then we went back to our Bluemix dashboard and relocated ourselves, redirected ourselves to the Cloud and Application page. We launched a tool and we deleted the database. So we need to actually upload a new code to the application with some changes. Then we actually went back to our text editor and made some changes. And then we actually re-pushed the application to the server. And after re-pushing the application, we saw the changes on our browser, and then we deleted the application. We deleted an application along with its route. The route was actually no Lahore hack app.mybluemix.net. We deleted that route, and then we responded with yes, and then we checked our application that it's being deleted. And then we checked our services that our Lahore hack database was still there, but with no bound applications. and then we deleted that particular service by using the delete service command, that is cf space ds, the service name, and we checked our services again. So now we can actually use the exit command to exit our terminal. And this is for the command line interface lab. Now we'll actually take a 5-minute break, and then we'll get back to our Node-RED application demo, okay? So if you have any questions, I'm here, I'll answer them.
Yeah, please do type your questions in the chat.
If there are any confusions, you can ask me, I'll clear them if I can.
Aisha, please announce the break.
Do we have any questions here? Is everything clear? Do we have any confusions regarding the different boilerplates, the runtimes, the services? So we'll just take a 5-minute quick break and we'll be back in, I think, 5:35. Is that right, Hashim? Is it okay that we can take a maybe 5-minute breaks?
Thank you, Kaim. Yes, this is absolutely good. You guys have been doing a great job, and we will resume the session at 5:35.
Okay, that sounds perfect. We'll be back then. Okay.
Hello, Kaim. Welcome back.
Oh, okay, welcome. So
You
we
can
can
start.
actually resume the session from here on. Okay, now I'll actually close my terminal screen. And now I'll actually share my browser screen. Okay, I'll just refresh my page. Okay, guys, now we'll start with some of the demos from the Watson services, like how they work, what are the inputs, and then we'll actually make a very simple application by using Node-RED. Node-RED is actually a wiring tool for Node.js, connecting different services together and getting an application ready within minutes or within hours. Okay, we'll start with Watson's services. So I think Sajid has already given you a demo of Conversation API, which is our platform for chatbot. Now I'll actually show you how Alchemy API works. Alchemy API is actually a complete company. Alchemy API is a company owned by IBM, and it's a natural language processing company. So you can see that with Alchemy API's demo. So here you can see Alchemy API is actually trained on billions of web pages, and what it can do is it actually extracts out the information, concepts, sentiments of particular keywords in a simple paragraph. For example, if we can use this already available paragraph, we can analyze it. We'll just hit the analyze button, and you can see it actually gave you an entity, Elliot Turner. And it also gives you what is the sentiment of this particular entity. It's complete paragraph. So its sentiment is actually negative. And then we have a type for this particular entity. So Elliot Turner must be a name of a person. So Watson thinks it's a person. And then we have PR Newswire. So PR Newswire is a print media, according to Watson, and its sentiment in the complete paragraph is neutral. And you can also see keywords extracted, like eponymous, language analysis API, and its sentiment. And the keywords, Elliot Turner was also a keyword, and it also actually figured it out. Watson actually figured it out by itself that Elliot Turner is a word, but it's also an entity that is being discussed in this complete paragraph. We'll see some other paragraph. For example, if we just download Trump's inaugural speech. So here is a complete speech by Trump on inauguration on his presidency. We'll use this text to analyze what are the sentiments and what are the key entities being discussed in his speech. To analyze the speech. And here you can see the top entity is America. And the sentiment about America is positive according to his speech. And this relevance is 80%. And type of America is a continent. We all know that. And the United States. About the United States, the sentiment is neutral and type is country. And you can also see other emotions in it, like disgust about a particular entity, joy, sadness. You can see that sadness is actually ranked the highest. And then we have Lady Michelle Obama, positive sentiment, Chief Justice Roberts, and Washington. So you can see all these kind of things here. And then you also can see concepts, for example, United States, relevance, Barack Obama, President of United States, Democratic Party, Michelle Obama. These are all the concepts relevant to this particular text. Then taxonomy. So here are the taxonomies. Travel tourist destination, Mexico and Central America. That's the relevance to this particular text. Document emotion. You can see the document emotion here. The fear, 46%. Joy, 61%. And you can see all these things like title and if they are available, if you use any particular author's text, publication date, language, and text extraction. You can see all these things, and you can also use things like entities, keywords, concepts, taxonomy into your applications to make them better. And I'll move on to another Watson's API, which is called Discovery API. We'll just hit the demo. And these are demos for the sake of just proof of concept. So don't take these examples as they are the complete solution. So they are just demos, okay? So you can do a lot of other stuff with these particular APIs. So these are just the proof of concepts. For example, this is a discovery API. So discovery API is actually a cognitive search engine and content analytics engine. And it actually identifies different patterns and trends to a single word that you search for. So you can make maybe better decisions. For example, what company are you interested in? For example, I'll just write IBM. And we'll see the last 2 months complete data on IBM. It will actually analyze top entities. So entities like Donald Trump. So IBM actually did a complete analysis on Trump's inaugural speech. Larry Summers, President Trump, Slack. So we just announced Watson with Slack, Forrest with Taker. So these are all the top entities. And people, then topics like computer security was a big topic in the last 2 months. And then cloud computing. And then companies. Apple is a partner of IBM. Cisco is also a partner, as well as Microsoft, AT&T, Twitter. So these were all the big top entities from the text of last 2 months. Then we can see the top stories here. And then we can also see the sentiment analysis of the complete IBM's database, for example. So we think like 72% people think about IBM as in a positive manner. You can also see it by WSJ.com and TechCrunch and entrepreneurs.com, yahoo.com, sms.com. So this is the data that you've been provided. So here are also analysis with IBM plus Apple, IBM plus Cisco. These are the top entities. and plus Microsoft, IBM plus AT&T. So you can use this type of information into your applications in your own way. And you can't restrict yourself by just last week or last month of data or last 2 months of data. You can use as much data as you want. You can also see the query. So its query is being returned in this way. So you can do a lot of things. You can see the responses. Okay. Then I'll show you another demo. Maybe I'll show you a couple of other demos and then we'll move on to Node-RED. I'll just show you video recognition. Personality insights, so I've already shown you the personality insights demo. Just view tone analyzer. We all know about speech to text and text to speech. Okay, let's see how retrieve and rank works. And language translation. Okay, so we'll actually use language translation into our basic application that we'll be building in Node-RED. Okay. So we'll start with visual recognition. So first of all, there is evaluate. We'll see evaluation demo. Okay, I'll just pick up a random image from internet and it will actually analyze what kind of image it is. For example, I'll just use Trump's image. Okay, well, actually I will use this image. It looks angry in it. Okay, I'll use this image, paste its URL. You can also upload any image here too. Then I'll hit enter. And Watson will take some time to classify the image. And you can see celebrity match. IBM has actually identified this is a picture of Donald Trump and it's without actually searching the internet. And then you can say Prince of Wales maybe look like this guy, 60% sure. So he's 80% sure that this is a person, this is a human being. So still 20% is doubted. So black color, okay. So you can see a lot of black color in the image. It has identified 93% is that there is black color in the image. Then adult. You can also see age 65, 67% sure. And you can also see the hierarchy like Prince of Wales. So we'll just search for Prince of Wales. Okay, yes, Prince of Wales might look like him. Yeah, he has some similarities with Trump's face. So this is based on complete visual recognition rather than searching an image. Okay. So we'll just use another image. Maybe I have another image. I'll just use it on images. For example, I have this Allison Button Gates Impala image. So I just analyze this image. So here you can see this is a very interesting image. The shot is right before an impala is being killed, and you can see here, like it has identified cheetah in this image, big cat, cheetah is a big cat, then feline, carnivore, mammal, and this female mammal is a very interesting part because this impala is a mammal and it's actually a female mammal, along with this one of the cheetahs here, because it was actually written in the description of this beautiful photograph. So you can see what's analyzed by just using the images here, that this may be female mammals here somewhere. We have soul cats, wild cats, tan color, light brown color. So you can see how visual recognition can benefit you. We'll see another demo where visual recognition in another way. You can also train and check. The train and check has a demo of its own. You can train an image. So these are some basic training materials. And you can also check it by your own. I'll just go and move on to another service. Oh, I'll leave this here. You can play it with yourself and check other demos. We also have a classified demo here too, but you need to actually restart this. So I lost the complete URL thing. Okay, now we'll actually look into the tone analyzer. I'll just go to view demo. So here is a complete chat with a person. So you can actually look into how, so we'll just look into some of the keywords that we use and some of the emotions by our own human senses. Like, agent, how can I help you today? Customer, someone create an account. This is my email. This is not my account. How can I delete this account? So, okay. So this seems, the person seems to be angry. Okay, it's an agent. Okay, let me check this out for you. 1 moment, please. Customer, okay. Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry for taking a long time. Okay, I'll reset your password. You can just check the link on it and you can have the new password. Customer, no, I don't need you to reset my password. Again, angry. Agent, oh, okay. And then, sorry about that. And I need you to delete this fake account that's not mine. Okay, so this, okay, now we'll actually analyze it. We have seen some of the text here. So it seems that our customer is angry, but our agent is trying to help him. We'll say, okay, you can see here 57% likely that there's anger in the statement. And the language style is analytical and tentative. And then we have social tendencies, open, and extroversion, agreeableness, and emotional range, and conscientiousness. So you can see all the emotions here. Okay, and then you can also check everything out in anger. For example, these are all the anger statements. This is 0.5 to 75% anger. Because I don't need you to reset my password. You can see that here. You can see the disgust here. So the disgust is, there is nothing about disgust and fear. Okay, no, we don't have anything about fear. Then joy. Okay, okay, yeah, sure. So this seems joy. Okay, customer, okay. Hello, 1 moment. But this seems to be like 50% to 75% of joy. And then sadness, agent, I'm really sorry. Okay, so these are the sadness statements. And then we can also see analytical statements, confident statements. So we didn't find any. Okay, customer, you are very unhelpful. That's very in it. And very is, you can see, 96% confident and tentative. Did I delete my account? How the hell does that help? Okay, that's tentative. And then openness. You can see all these kind of emotions here, as well as the analysis of the complete speech. So this seems to be an interesting application. You can also check email messages, corporate, you can do a lot of things with this using this application. And I'm saying it again, these are not just the complete solution, they are just proof of concept that you can use these things to work like this, but it's up to you how you actually use them. I'll move on to another Watson service. It's called Retrieve and Rank. Let's check out its demo. If you need to actually check any other demos, you can do it by yourself, or you can just type in the comments or in the chat box. I'll do a quick overview of that and then we'll move on. I'll just need one recommendation from you guys. Okay, Sherry, we'll actually move onwards to how to actually use the services, like going towards Node-RED. I'm just giving you an overview of how the services work, because you people were actually asking about how these things work prior to my CLI session. So I just thought that maybe an overview of some of them might help you. You can see what kinds of output they give and how you can use it. If you want it, I can leave it. I'll just go with this retrieve and rank, and then we'll move onwards to our Node-RED, okay? So we'll just use a random question number dynamics for a panel subject to aerodynamic heating, and you can see the concept here. This concept matches the theory of artifact structural model subjected to aerodynamics, heating, and external loads. You can see these are all the relevance according to this particular statement, the concepts around it. And you can check it by yourself, okay? Now I think I'll move onwards to Node-RED. So Samir, actually, if you're building your application on Android Development Kit, Bluemix SDK and Watson SDKs are also available for Android Development Kit. I'll find some of the links if I have here, and I'll just post it here. So you can find the developer cloud and you can use this service into your own application. Moreover, if you are looking for a complete another platform, like IBM also have mobile first for rapid development, and you can use the services directly on the cloud. And the best thing about this mobile first is it actually gives you a native code in both iOS and Android. So you may download the codes and actually edit them or add native features if you want. I'll just search for you if I can find some of the links. Okay, what you need to actually repeat. Yeah, you can link all these Watson's applications with your Android by using Android development kits or Android Studio even. Okay, so Android Studio have Watson's development kit. You can download it. I'm actually searching it for you. If I can find it, I'll just post it, or maybe I'll send it to Hashim and he will actually deliver it to you later. Okay, I found it. So here you go. So here you can download the SDKs for Watson for any platform, like for Android Studio and as well as others. So you can use them into your Android applications. Well, I don't know about if you can build your application to Android Studio. I think you need to actually ask this question from your management. from the organizers of this event. But you can also use some of the cloud services like Mobile First also give you an ability to code in Android and as well as other tools there. But you can maybe use so you just need to push your applications onto the cloud. So if you're asking me about the connect our application to Bluemix, you have the SDK, and let me tell you that all these APIs use JSON or REST API, RESTful API format, so you can communicate between different services with just giving the credentials into your Bluemix account and then connect it with the cloud platform. So I think you can understand that if you're a developer, right? So all your services and database lies on the cloud. Yeah, you have actually developed an application on Android Studio, right? And you need some Watson services, for example, tone analyzer. So tone analyzer, when you actually create the service, it will give you credentials of the service that you can actually use those credentials to actually access the service by using your Android Studio. So it means that your service lies on the cloud, as well as if you want storage, you can do the same with the storage. And if you want a backend or push your application, you can do that too by pushing your application code to the cloud. So in this way, you can communicate with your services to the cloud with the Bluemix Android Studio or with your own environment. And if you have the Sajid actually give you a link to a course, there is also a detailed session on how to use Bluemix using Eclipse. So you can do it by using Eclipse too. I hope I should actually move onwards. Okay, so I need you to actually go to your catalogs and hit all categories. So if you have any questions, we'll actually do it after this small demo, small hands-on workshop, you can say. And then I'll take questions. Okay, now I need you to go into Node-RED Starter. So in Node-RED Starter, you can find it in your boilerplates. You can also hit boilerplates, and then you can redirect yourself to Node-RED Starter, or you can either use Node-RED here to search for it too. And then you'll click it, and it actually take you to this page. So like I mentioned, it's a connection tool for Node.js. So we have a development kit for Node.js as well as a cloud and database, because you need a database in anyways. I will hit Lahore Node app, and I will hit create. I hope you're up to speed with me. So you can also see roll back to DEA. So DEA, the Droplet Execution Agent, was a previous version of an execution agent that Bluemix had. Now we also have Diago as an execution agent. So if your application is more pertaining to Droplet Execution Agent, if you feel comfortable on working with that, you can also do it that by rolling back to your application. But I think that's for the people who build their applications prior to the release of Diago. So we will wait for our application to actually start. Okay, Smear, I'll answer your question meanwhile our application is getting started. So your question was, how can we link all this with Android application? Okay, so like I mentioned, all the services here, the Watson and the other services uses RESTful APIs. So if you know about RESTful APIs, then that's very good. If you don't, I think you can Google it. So RESTful APIs give you a very clean connection between accessing different APIs. So what can you, so how can you actually link them? So you have an application on your Android Studio, right? And you need to actually pass some parameters to a specific application on the cloud. For example, a Watson translator. When you actually initiate or create a service, a Watson translator, you'll also be given some of the credentials I'll show you. So here is the connection. Okay, so I'll just show you the service. So here are the service credentials. I have also actually linked this application to that. When you hit new credential, you'll get some of the credentials here. With the Watson service or any service, for example, cloud and service I just mentioned earlier. And you can use those credentials to actually access different services on the cloud platform, on the Bluemix. So in that way, you can actually link different services or different, for example, a database to your application, or a service to your application by using RESTful APIs and using those credentials. Okay, I hope I have answered your question. No, you don't need to actually upload your entire app on cloud first. I just mentioned that you can use that by not uploading it. You can use it by using RESTful API, the connections. You can access different applications using the SDK that I just provided you. There are a lot of ways to actually, to link different applications, different services with your own environment. Is that clear? Actually, you can. Okay, I'll just check it. Okay, here you go. And that link Sajid actually sent to you earlier about the complete course on Bluemix Essentials. It also has a lab based on how actually you can access Bluemix environment using your Eclipse environment, Eclipse IDE. So you can do that too by using Eclipse. So you can look into that lab and get some insights, helpful insights about how you can actually access different services from your own IDEs. So I'll get back to our node reservoir and see if it's started. Okay. So yes, our Node-RED app is started. We'll just click on it. and we'll actually hit on view application. And then we'll actually go to and I'll actually hit on go to your Node-RED flow editor. We'll hit so it will take a couple of seconds to initiate your first flow. Oh, here we go. We have first flow now. So I'll just give you an overview of this complete environment. So we have this information environment, information tab. So for example, if I have a node, these are all called nodes. We also have Watson's nodes here. You can search Watson. So these are all the Watson's nodes available here. But we need to create the service. I will tell you how you can do that in a couple of minutes. So when you actually use a node and you hit an information tab, info tab, and you'll see what kind of properties it has and what can it do. It is a complete information. For example, I'll just use a Watson's node, okay? And you can see the message model, like message model ID and message domain, message source, and message target. So the target language will be returned into message dot target, and the source of language you should actually define a message dot source. So I'll do a quick overview how can you access different things. So I'll just show you a complete built application, for example. And then also we have a debug node for the debug purpose. So it will actually give you what you want to see. For example, if you want to, you have seen like the target is message.target. If you want to visualize it, you'll just write here the target, and then you hit done and you'll deploy it. And when you actually hit this tab, you'll see the debug results, and it can be from multiple debug nodes. You'll see all the results here according to the flow. And then this is our flows, and you can also add new flows and connect different flows with each other. And this we have a deploy button here. After you make changes, you'll get these blue icons, which means that node is working fine, but it needs to be redeployed. Then hit deploy button. Then we have this menu where you can also import from clipboard, from library, different nodes. You can also export this complete flow into a JSON format, which you can actually import later or in some other Node-RED application. And then we have flows. You can add and rename flows from here too, then sub flows. So you can look into all these services. And we have also version and Node-RED website and show tips and keyword shortcuts. So if you want, then we have show grid and snap to grid. If I hit show grid, I'll see this complete grid. I work with the grid so I know if everything is aligned. If you are a purist or minimalist, you will want things to be aligned neatly and very perfectly. For that, you can use grid. Okay, I'll just delete this whole flow by selecting all and hit delete button. Okay, now I'll just go back to my own Node-RED and I will show you what kind of applications you can build, and I have a couple of demos to show you too. For example, this is a very basic application that will create our own cells into our own Node-RED, but we'll see how it actually do. We'll hit the debug button and we'll hit this is an initiative mode, initiative or inject node. It will give you a text, it will translate the text, and it will give you a translated text. You can see, for example, I have a text like hello homo sapiens, and it actually translated that text from English to Italian and displayed it like ciao homo sapiens. And Watson actually supports 9 languages. Now you can use one of these languages, for example, Arabic or spoken Arabic, and we'll hit deploy again. And this is just how to add different messages to each other. For example, I need a space here because it's too clustered here. And then I'll hit, for example, I have written this text, time for me to leave this planet, goodbye Earthlings. I'll use this text and I'll inject it. We'll translate this to Arabic. So you can see this. And it will be actually written this way. Okay, so we'll build similar application in our own node, right? And then you can also see, you can also create different pages. A complete web page. For example, this is a language identifier web page. For example, I have a URL of /bot. So when I use this, you can see it. Bot. And you can see this is a very basic URL I created using just Node-RED. And if I write something like C, ciao, homo sapiens, it will actually identify this language as Italian. We have actually seen that it was in Italian. For example, if I write bonjour, it identifies it's French. Okay. So this is another thing you can do with just, you can create complete pages. So this is a page template written in HTML, the very basic template. Then we have conversation, complete conversation. So it's an interpreter, actually. It will actually listen to my voice, convert it into text, then it will actually go to the translator, convert back text to speech, and then it will actually speak it out. So this is also an application. I'm just giving you examples how this is a complete, my chatbot is completely integrated with my Facebook Messenger. So this is a complete application too. So this is a Messenger Facebook hook. And then we also have this Watson's TV application. So this actually, what it do is it actually look into the streams of videos and translate the text instantly. So this is also a very useful use case. I also have this. Okay. I'll get back to my Node-RED and I'll get back to my actually dashboard, and you can see we have a service already bound to it. Now we'll actually create a new service. I'll just hit connect new. And I will search for a translator service. Okay, I will just check it out. Lahore Node app. Okay, and I will hit create. And we'll not restage this yet because we need to actually attach another service with it. So I'll hit cancel and I will hit connect new. And then I will actually use some other Watson service. So I will use text to speech and speech to text. And I'll hit create again. And I will hit cancel again because I need to actually connect another service. I'll do it again. I'll just hit connect new. Speech to text. Okay. And I'll hit create again. Now I have text to speech, speech to text, our language translator, and our cloud and database. Now I actually hit a restage. I hope everyone is following me. Is there any questions? I can look into maybe one or two questions meanwhile this application restages. So restaging will take a couple of minutes. So our application is up and running. So now we'll actually go to new, view our applications again. I'll close this. We'll go to Node-RED Flow Editor. And now we'll actually create a very simple application, which is actually an interpreter. What it will do is actually will speak some text into it in English, and it will convert that speech into text, put that text to a translator, and translate the text and speech it back again. So for that, I need you to actually use some kind of a browser that supports your audio input, like Chrome or Firefox. If you're using Safari, I recommend you actually move away from it because it doesn't allow you to use your audio input due to several security reasons. So for now, we'll use an interpreter, right? Interpreter or audio input. I'll just check it. What was its name actually? It's interpreter. So we'll just see into interpreters. Okay. So actually interpreter is a third party node. So we can't use that node. We'll just do it by using some inject. So you can also look into how to add different customer nodes into your Node-RED, because interpreter is a customer node and you need to actually edit some things into your code to actually add different services. So there are also user created nodes available, like Facebook Messenger is a service created by some other user. You can go into Node-RED's website and I'll just show you. So here are the flows. And here you go, Node-RED library, for example, interpreter. So interpret languages. There are the complete flows available. Audio input. So this is actually the node you are looking for, media utility. It has the interpreter node. And this is also the play audio node, is also a user generated node. You can use these two nodes into your Node-RED flow and can add these things. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello? Is everything okay? Is everyone can hear me? Can't you hear me? Hello? So Hashim, am I clear enough? So I think there is some delay in our connection maybe. Hashim, can you actually look into it? So, is there anyone having trouble? Am I clear enough? So we'll just make a very quick, very simple application. We'll just do a language translator, and you can look into all of the nodes, and you can also look into how to add different nodes into your Node-RED, because that's a bit of a lengthy task. I could have done it, but it can take a lot of time, so I'll actually leave it on your own. You can actually look into it and see how you can actually add different other nodes, user-generated nodes into your own flow. Okay, so I'll just go with very simple things, so just to give you an idea how to use Node-RED. I'll use string, and I will write hello there. My name is Josh. How are you feeling? And I will use this text to actually translate into another language. You can also use these link nodes. They're very useful to help you reduce your cluster of different wirings. And we have two types of link nodes, an input and an output. So I'll just show you how to use these things. I'll connect this with an output link node because it will generate an output. I'll name this hello out. And I will also name this hello. And I will also use another inject node. How many exoplanets were discovered yesterday? I will name this discovery. And then I'll use another link output node. So I'll use another link output node so I can. And then I need to use one input node. So I'll just place them here. Connect this to this. And use it was nice meeting you all. Best of luck for the hackathon. Use this by discovery. By translate in. Okay, so we have all these different link nodes. You can see if I can also connect all these wires to a single node of translator, but that would look very messy. So I'll just use a translator node. And I'll connect this. So if you have your service created, translator node, when you actually double hit it, it will actually get all these other connections ready for you. So you can use it directly because we have this connected. So I don't need to actually add any credentials. I'll use source as an English and I will create it to German and I'll hit done. And then I need a debug node to see our texts. And as you can see, this translated text will be returned on message.payload. And the full response from the service will be returned on message.translation. So I'll just go with message.payload because I just need a translation. Then I'll hit deploy. And I will hit on the debug. And I will actually check out some of the responses. I may be having some kind of problem here. Okay. So actually I need to add a function here so we can actually process our output. Because there is nothing being returned, it's just translating the text. That's why our debug is not generating anything. Just do it though. Message.payload is equal to message.translation. Semicolon, and we'll hit done and then hit deploy. So let's check some of the things here. Okay, so there is a very big problem here because we didn't actually connected these 3 dots. Okay, I really apologize for that. We need to actually connect this node with these 3 other nodes so we can see our responses. So now when I hit any statement, you can see the answers here. The first is a response from the translator node, where you can actually find the response in the translation here. And then we have the translation processed in here. And you can also see discovery. So you can see your translated text here. I hope everything is clear now. Do we have any questions? I think I'll end this lab here. So you can play with Node-RED by yourself and create something very creative. So do we have any questions or queries regarding Node-RED? Am I clear enough?
I missed some of your lecture. I just want to know what's the purpose of using these flows.
What is the purpose of using what? I didn't get you quite.
Node-RED flows. I mean,
Okay.
what we want to achieve by using these flows.
So actually, Node-RED helps you reduce your lines of code. For example, if you need to access this into your Node.js application, you need to actually access the credentials from the cloud. Then you need to actually build a complete, you can say, an application to access this kind of thing. And then you need to actually check out the results. So Node-RED is used to reduce your lines of code. For example, it's just this line of code to process the data from an output. But if I show you another application, like I just created, it actually requires a lot of code to access the APIs, access the Bluemix environment, then access the regions, accessing the organization, then the space, and then the credentials based on JSON format. And then we can do a lot of things. So it just quickens things up. So that's the only purpose. So it might be useful in your own application, like I showed you my own application. These are the complete solutions. Like this is a complete web page. You can create a complete web page here and use some of the
Okay, as far as I understand, you mean to say that these nodes can be used in your Node.js application to shorten the code, lines of code.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then how we will integrate these nodes to our Node.js?
So this is actually the Node-RED is a complete user interface. You can say the GUI for Node.js. You can create your complete application here, including your own functions, including your own application, including your own outputs. So you can do everything here on Node-RED and just use the functions for the function, the classes for classes, and use some of the nodes for the services of Watson, like Watson here on the Node-RED. So it's a complete solution. You don't need to actually go into your Node.js and access these nodes. You'll go to Node-RED and access your code, okay, by writing it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have any other questions? So Sherry, how can we use this for a user interface? So for example, if just I showed you an example here. So if you have a web user interface, you can do it by actually writing your complete web page user interface text here in HTML, or you can import your HTML file here, and then you can respond it back here too. You can use some of the services. You can use this to create web pages like I showed you earlier. Then I'll show you again. Node-RED part. So that is my domain for my user interface, which is a very basic user interface. So yeah, you can use it for your user interfaces. I hope I answer you. Do we have any other questions? So actually it's already been almost 3 hours and 45 minutes. So I'll just take 4 minutes for your questions and then we can actually finish this complete course. So everything is clear? Okay, I think that's fine.
Hi, Kaim. Thank you very much for your help. And thank you, Sajid. You guys have been doing a great job, both in Islamabad and today for this Lahore session. You guys have been a tremendous help to all of us. We would like to thank you both. I hope all the participants here have been able to grasp and get a better understanding of these Bluemix concepts. In this Model Cities Hackathon, there are further more sessions planned. There you must have received all of the hackathon participant package. In that package, there is schedule, and you can see more office hours every week. And we are also planning some more of these sessions from IBM in the remaining 3 weeks of this hackathon, so that you guys can benefit maximum from the IBM experts specifically and help generate ideas for the Smarter Cities Hackathon. I would like to bring your attention to two important things. If you have any query, please feel free to post on the discussion board. I have the link posted in the chat box. And if you have any question, you can send that to bluemix@spsnet.com. I will just type that as well. If you will see that in the chat box. If you have any query relating to your registration, to your hackathon team, or any hackathon related query, send that to bluemix@spsnet.com. You can find that email address in the chat window. If you want to share some idea, if you want to get input from your fellow teams, please post that on the discussion thread on the discuss boards. Our technical team is there to help you out. Our other team members who are part of this hackathon project are also there to help you guys. So we will keep you guys posted. You will get the recordings of these sessions, Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi soon. We will also be posting them on the YouTube and on the discussion board so that you can benefit from them at a later stage, and you can pass the message on to your friends who were not able to attend these sessions. I really do hope that you guys found these sessions helpful. Thank you, Kaim. Thank you, Sajid, and thank you, everyone.
You're welcome, Hashim. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Take care.